This is Herbert A. Brown Jr., Focus Winner. Today's message is, we need Jesus. Philippians 4:13, for I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. John 10:10, the thief's purpose is to steal, kill, and destroy. My purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life. Psalm 40:1-2, I waited patiently for the Lord to help me, and he turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the pit of despair, out of the mud and the mire. He set my feet on solid ground and steadied me as I walked along. Colossians 4:6, let your conversation be gracious and attractive so that you will have the right response for everyone. Again, today's message is, we need Jesus. Now, right now, we're going through a mental health crisis. There's a lot of folks out there with a fragile mental health. Due to the pandemic alone, 40% of Americans had anxiety and depression. 36% were having sleep disorders. Then you compound the pandemic issues with inflation, particularly with gas prices going up every minute. Then we also have the stock market crashing, and we have the Bitcoin market crashing. Then we have interest rates going up. We also have gun violence. Seems like there's a shooting every day. We have racial strife, and we have political issues, including the war in Ukraine. So how much can our mind take? We need Jesus. God did not create us to go through this life alone without Jesus. We need Jesus. Jesus will strengthen us, particularly in the mind. When we're going through these things, Jesus will lift us out of our pit of despair and set our feet on solid ground. We need Jesus. Now, it used to be when someone cut me off on the freeway, I would let them have it. But now, with everyone being triggered, with all these shootings and stuff, I say, hey, cut me off again. Be my guest. I don't know what's going to trigger somebody, so I just say, hey, just go ahead, cut me off again. I don't care. I remember when I was working with my second job at the Treasury Department, I was the examiner in charge in Arizona. And one of the people working for me, his name was Guido. The guy was pretty quiet, but always smiled, always seemed like he was well adjusted. So I was shocked a couple of days into the exam. I found out he took a gun to his head, shot a big hole in his head, committed suicide. I was saddened because he needed Jesus. And unfortunately, I did not see the signs of whatever was bothering him to commit suicide. I wish I had, because that was a classic case of someone needing Jesus. I also received a phone call from our office in San Francisco, a couple months later. They were asking me about a different employee. His name was Stuart. They said, we've decided we're going to fire him. But we wanted to call you because we know he's worked for you a couple of times. We hear he has mental health issues. So we just want your take on it. How do you think he'll take being fired? I said, well, when he worked for me, he seemed okay, a little bit quiet, but he did the work that I assigned him. But who knows? He could have mental health issues. Then I heard a silence on the phone. I could hear them gasping. They said, oh, well, we're going to pay him $10,000 when we fire him. Hopefully that will assuage any anger he may have. I said, I don't know. Good luck. Again, I heard a silence. But not to put a comic point of view on this. It's a very, very serious situation with our mental health right now. We need Jesus. We need Jesus direct strengthening, and we need Jesus strengthening through others. As Christians, we have to be able to converse with people to find out if there are mental issues with them, to help strengthen them. We need Jesus directly and indirectly through other Christians. We need Jesus. So don't forget, through prayer, through the love of other Christians, and directly through Jesus himself, we need Jesus during this particular time in our lives.